Manchester City have just sent a huge warning to Arsenal going into the League Cup final by beating Newcastle for the third time this season away from home and in the FA Cup. With no Foden, no Cherki, no Savinho, no Rodri, no Guehi, or Haaland or Donnarumma even in their starting 11. Now listen, some of those players come off the bench. But other than Bruno Guimaraes, it was a very strong Newcastle United team. And they went out there and, let's be honest, were in absolute cruise control all of that second half. Absolute cruise control. If Man City do not win 2 honours this season minimum, then it's absolutely insane. £500 million spent in the last 12 months. Don't get me wrong. They've spent a lot of it decently. Donnarumma, Guehi have been absolutely fantastic signings. In the last couple of years before that, Marmoush has done really well. The amount of money on that bench, including Savinho as well, genuinely, it's a stupid amount. It really, really is a stupid amount. I look at that game tonight. I thought, personally, I thought Newcastle would win. You looked at the FA Cup earlier, some really, really big results. Wrexham took the game to Chelsea. Mansfield took the game to Arsenal. And then, the Newcastle United game, I actually felt on another day, maybe Newcastle would have done a bit better. But in terms of City tonight, they just literally were flexing their squad. I mean, the fact that pretty much 5 of your first 11 weren't even playing, and you still went out there, had 63% possession, 21 shots, 3.43 XG, and created 7 big chances. That is a warning. That is 1,000% a warning to Arsenal. This cup final is coming up in a couple of weeks, and the way they play tonight, I wouldn't be at all surprised if it is a very much an end-to-end game in the League Cup final, which is exactly what City will want, but exactly what Arsenal will not want. Look at those match stats. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button too. The road to 100,000 subscribers is well and truly on. We just hit 90,000, I believe, which is absolutely obscene. And now we're nearly on our way to 91,000. So if you haven't already and you are enjoying the content, please go down and hit that subscribe button. Now, going into this game, I thought that Newcastle would cause an upset. I predicted it on my predictions. I said that I thought this Newcastle United team have got quality. And let's be honest, other than maybe Bruno Guimaraes, Bruno Guimaraes and Joelinton, it's their strongest team, right? I don't get why Voltemada is playing in the 10. I really, really don't. Elanga, let's be honest, has been a poor signing. When he was first announced, a lot of people went, you know what, that's a good bit of business for Newcastle. But it hasn't really worked out, has it? He has got 1 Premier League goal. Sorry, he's got 1 League Cup goal, and he's played 38 games, plus the FA Cup. That, for me, is nowhere near the level. Ramsdale, Trippier, Malik Chow, Botman, and Lewis Hall. Very good back line. Willock and Tonali, good double pivot. Tonali in the first half was absolutely sensational. Some of the passes he was making. Equally, the pass that John Stones made in the second half was a joke. Barnes, Voltemada, Elanga, Asula. For me, I think a better front three at this moment in time is Gordon down the middle, Murphy on the right, and Barnes on the left. I know Asula scored that fantastic goal against Manchester United. It really was a decent strike. Pretty much any keeper in the league is not really going to get onto that. But you look at this City team. Trafford, Nunez, Stones, Kuzanov, and Ake. Only Nunez is really, out of that back 4 and keeper, is a starting 11 player, right? O'Reilly and Gonzalez in a double pivot. Only O'Reilly really is a first team player. Savinho, Marmoush, Reinders, and Doku are all very good players, but it's massively rotational, right? Then you scroll down and you look at the bench. Look at the 3 players they brought on. Savinho, who for me right now is the best winger in the league, and I'm quite happy to put my neck out on the line and say that. Foden and Dorian Cherky. I mean, then you look at the players that didn't even get game time. Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Diaz, Ain't-Nori, Gahey, Donnarumma. And then, of course, Vardy out and Kovacic are out injured. Plus, Erling Haaland was not in the squad. Like, that is absolutely obscene. Obscene. Fair enough, Newcastle had a very stacked bench as well, with Dan Burn, Joelinton, Gordon, Livramento, who's been heavily linked to the move to City, and Johan Wieser. And Newcastle actually went 1-0 up, and it was a very, very good finish from Barnes. An unbelievable ball into the box from Tonali. Barnes kind of runs onto it left-hand side, wraps it towards the far corner, and it is a fantastic finish. It really is a fantastic finish, and it's all that Newcastle deserved. But just like Man City have done a lot this season, they bounce back. It's a really good ball into the box from Jeremy Doku, and it's a very strange finish. Savinho just kind of taps it over the line to make it 1-1. You get into half-time, you're thinking, right, what's going to happen now? Marmoush. Listen. Marmoush's second goal. That finish is chef's kiss. The finish from Marmoush for his second goal is outrageous. It is absolutely outrageous. You know, they go 2-1 up inside the opening couple of minutes. They bounce back. It's a really good finish from Marmoush. You know, Pep's quadruple chance is still on. You know, superb start to the second half from City. Núñez drives down to the right, pulls it across the 6-yard box. O'Reilly mishits it, and then Marmoush takes a touch and finishes from close range. His second goal is honestly, go and have a look at it. Onto his left, moves it to his right, whips it straight between, I think was it Dan Burn and Botman? Whoever the 2 players are in the middle, it's an absolutely stupidly good finish. It really, really is. And now you look at the FA Cup, you look at what teams are still in it. Well, there's obviously games tomorrow. Brentford have got to play on Monday night. But as it stands, all the big boys are still in it. Liverpool beat Wolves Friday night. Arsenal won against Mansfield earlier. Chelsea beat Wrexham. Man City won today. Fulham play Southampton tomorrow. Port Vale play Sunderland tomorrow. And then at 4:30, it's Leeds versus Norwich. And the final game is on Monday night. Now, Champions League is around the corner for Man City, but I think they'll fancy their chances in an FA Cup. That team they play today is as strong as anyone's. And bearing in mind, you're missing a lot of players. Now, the next 3 games are where we're really going to find out what Man City have made of. Their run in between now and the Cup final is tough. West Ham away, 8 o'clock under the lights at the London Stadium is not an easy game by any stretch. And they have got 3 games in the space of 6 days. So that is very, very, very tough. And it's going to be very tough for Man City. And then before you know it, the cup final is there. That Crystal Palace game is looking like it's going to be scheduled middle of May. Real Madrid, of course, played last night against Celta Vigo and won 2-1. Vinny Jr. and a lot of players have come out and said that they want to go and win the Champions League. This is what their Real Madrid's all about. You know, Haaland, of course, was rested tonight. That Man City game on Wednesday is going to be absolutely monumental. It's the 4th year in a row where City play Real Madrid. And of course, earlier on Wednesday night, Arsenal are playing Bayer Leverkusen. And then Arsenal play Everton on the Saturday. West Ham against City is the later kickoff. So as it stands right now, everything is going Arsenal's way on the build-up to the cup final. But Man City are dealing with the cards they've been dealt. And so far, have just gone out there and comfortably dispatched of Newcastle 3-1, making 10 changes to the 11 and going out there and beating one of the better sides in the Premier League 3-1. That West Ham game, though, the fact that it's slap bang in the middle of the Real Madrid game, that's going to be really tough. That is going to be really, really tough. But the way City play tonight and the fact that they've rested so many key players, there is absolutely no reason why they can't go out there and win multiple honours. You know, you look at their recent form, beat Leeds, beat Newcastle. They've played Newcastle, I think, 4 times this season and beaten them 3 times and got a draw. They have absolutely run Newcastle riot. And for me, that is a warning. That 1,000% is a warning to Arsenal. And you look at what City are capable of. You look at the players they're able to rest due to how good their squad there is. Semenyo, Ryan Cherky, Donnarumma, Rodri, Phil Foden, Guehi, and Aït-Nouri on your bench. Those 7 players pretty much start for most teams in the Premier League. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you soon.